Shalom, Apostle Tahar coming back at you with the truth, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rukakwadash, and I'm going to title this video, Even Putin Knows That the Bible is a Prophetic Book. This was a comment sent to me by KDC, which says, Shalom, Apostle Elder. Did you see this clip of Putin? Especially at 40 seconds, 44 seconds of the video, Shalom. So I immediately went to it, and Dewada for sending this to me. This is going to be a real quick one. Anyway, this is a video, Russia Insight. This was put up, well, they were at the G20 summit. So this is during that same time, because this was published on actually yesterday. I was during a period of the G20 summit, and he knows that Donald J. Trump is a jackass, and they just propped him up. Anyway, it says if you go 43 seconds, 44 seconds in, it's a short video, 2-minute video. They're asking him questions in this interview, and he makes a statement, all right, have we forgotten that all of us live in a world based on biblical values? Even atheists and everyone else live in this world. So he knows that the scriptures, the Bible, the scriptures, that's the word of the Most High. And Putin is not a dummy. They check out everything. They check out what's going on in America and the U.S. They check out the culture, how people live, how people think. They know the dummies of America from the intellectuals and the people that went to prestigious colleges. They check things. They check culture. They check the well, it's obvious in America you're accepted as being you could be a gay, you could be a transgender, LGBTQ community, and they play off of that. So they study you. They study the people of America, and they based upon the statement that he made, that he knows the Bible. He has somebody teaching him the Bible. He probably reads the Bible or the scriptures, and he also knows about the Israelites. He also knows about us. And he probably knows, if the Most High open up his eyes, that the prophets are back. See, what Esau does, they study everything, man. If you ever watch Jeopardy, if a category come up with the Bible, they go right to that and they answer them questions, which proves what? That these Edomites read the Bible. But they read it like they would read a textbook. They don't read it to get closer to the Most High. I'm talking about these Edomites that are college graduates, professors. They understand the scriptures. And these educated ones of Esau, whether they be over here in Babylon or over there in the land of Gog, which is Russia, they study things, man. They check out things, they analyze things, they psychoanalyze things. So you're going to tell me this guy, Putin been around for years, and they say he's worth over $25 billion or US dollars. So he knows things. He knows about Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, Gog and Magog. He knows about the book of Revelation, and he probably sits down and studies with other so-called religious experts And they watch us. They watch us to see what we say. Then they fact check it and they find out what we're saying is true. Remember, Esau is able to go, if they read about David, or if they read about Noah and the ark, you know what they do? They're not a faith-based people. What they'll do is they'll go and they'll say, okay, that's in Ararat, Turkey. Let's see if the ark is over there. Matter of fact, let me give you a scripture. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, I want to bring up a scripture here. Okay, Jeremiah, what is that? I believe that's Jeremiah 8. It says, Jeremiah 8 verse 1. At that time, saith Yahweh, they shall bring out the bones of the kings of Judah. When you have archaeological digs, what do they look for? They look for buried bodies. You know, they say, well, this particular person lived in this region, so we're going to dig and see if there's some type of grave or sepulcher. And what they'll do, they'll actually take the bones out and they'll do what's called a carbon dating, and use other devices to give you an idea of how old those bones might be. And they'll find like crowns or swords or garments. And what they'll do is they'll study it, and then they might, the Moabite stone, Meshesteli, you know, which is King Mesh's stone. Steli means stone. And if you look up the Meshesteli or the Moabite stone, the king of Moab at that time, you know, praised his god or gods, which one of them was Chigon, and he mentions how his God defeated the God of David, and he mentions David, and he also mentions the Most High's name, and that's all written in cuneiform, but it's written in the writing of what we call Paleo Hebrew. Not what they use today is Assyrian writings, which the so-called Jews read from it. But if you go to this book called the Ben Yehudi English Hebrew English Dictionary, they show you in that dictionary the Paleo Hebrew in the back of the book. That the ancient Hebrew is so-called Paleo Hebrew, ancient Hebrew, whatever you want to call it, Lashon Kodash, the holy tongue. Lashon Kodash just means the holy tongue. Anyway, it says, at that time, saith the Lord Yahweh, they shall bring out the bones of the kings of Judah, and the bones of his princes, and the bones of his priests, and the bones of the prophets, and the bones of the inhabitants of Jerusalem out of their graves. And that's your archaeologists, because they know how to dig. They have certain tools that they know how to dig and not break, and they know when they're going to hit something, and they'll take out like a duster and they'll put it in a particular bag and they'll preserve it, and they'll take it to their labs and study it. So Esau checks out everything. It tells you in Ezekiel 28, thou art wiser than Daniel. And what does that mean? That means that they have the devices, they have the technology to use these, like I said, I mentioned carbon dating and other tools to find out how old this, basically how old something might be. It says, the second verse, and they shall spread them before the sun and the moon and all the hosts of heaven. Now the sun and the moon and the stars represent their knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, their technology. It says whom they have loved. Because what does Esau go by? He goes by his technology. And whom they don't love the Most High, they love their technology. They love logic. They love things that they can touch, tangible things. Esau is not a faith-based people. That's why these devils, everything that we go into as far as the scriptures are concerned, they'll knock it. They'll say, well, you broke down that scripture wrong about the Lord being a black man. That will represent. It's as plain as the nose on your face. That's why there's a scripture in was it Psalm 58 about the deaf adder. The deaf adder stoppeth its ears, and that's what Esau does. We bring out the Deuteronomy 28:68. Oh, that wasn't talking about that. That's not talking about Negroes going into slavery. That's talking about something else. Well, I did a video earlier today, a couple of hours ago, on yokes being put around our neck. And I want to see these Edomites get around that. I want to see these devils get around that. And that's plain. That's plain as a nose on your face. That the prophecy of that they shall put a yoke of iron around about thy neck. Anyway, Jeremiah 8 verse 2. Like I said, I'm gonna cut this short. This will be I'll read this verse and I'll cut it, unless the Most High jump on me. It says, and they shall spread them before the sun and the moon and all the hosts of heaven, whom they have loved. Now, it doesn't mean they're just going to throw them out there and see what the moon and the sun says about it. It's talking about their wisdom, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It says whom they have loved and whom they have served and after whom they have walked. They walk under their technology, under their science. Sensia is science, which means knowledge. And whom they have sought and whom they have worshipped. They trust in their sciences. They shall not be gathered nor be buried. They shall be for dung upon the face of the earth. Okay, I said I was going to close it on that one. Oh, they know the whole book, all the prophetic books. They know they study all the prophetic books. They study the book of Revelation. They study the book of Ezekiel. They study the book of Daniel. And they know that Daniel, the second chapter, the feet of that standing image, the head being gold, the breastplate being silver and so forth, the toes being part iron and part miry clay. They know that that's talking about them. And that stone that came from the heavens destroyed the feet of them. That's talking about Yahweh Shai taking this place out. And they know that. They know that the so-called UFOs are actually angels from the fourth dimension. They know that. Don't think for a minute that Esau doesn't study things. That's why Putin made that statement. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next one.